the tree stand. Just got set up. Back out here today. Got a bit of a late start today. So, back out on the hunt for Timmy. Back at it again. So today is October 24th. It's November 4th. Alright guys, we're back at it. I'm back at one of our Atlanta properties. So I'm back out. I'm back out hunting moose. I can't remember what day it is.
Yeah, dude, my blood sugar was super duper low.
How low was it?
Well, when I tested it, it was 55, but that was after I ate an apple and peanut butter.
How are you feeling now?
Still shaky. I was going cross-eyed. My head hurts. I feel like dying.
Our type 1 diabetic gives you superhuman deer hunting abilities, from what I've heard.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah. According to deer studies of 2021, 20% of people with type 1 diabetes has a 15% greater chance of killing a 130-inch buck or bigger. The artificial insulin, the smell,
is an attractant?
Attractant. It's apparently one of the best. We're about to go knock on this door to try to get permission, and there's a doe literally in this front yard.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
Clean yourself. You dirty girl.
We obtained permission on this property, and there was a mature buck that we deemed Nike because his antlers kind of swished back in a check formation, and that was the deer that I decided I wanted to go after. I don't know if you can hear it, but in the house behind me, in that direction, they're playing music, and I can hear it plain as day. And the same song has been on for the past 15, 20 minutes. They ain't really getting down to it. So far I've seen 2 deer. A doe got spooked. I'm not entirely sure by what. My first instinct, I assumed there was a buck nearby. She didn't blow, she just took off, her and her fawn. And I heard someone probably 100, 200 yards off, straight in front of me, just yelling or talking, whatever. And of course the neighbor right to my left, it was playing music super loud for a good hour. And a doe came in when he was playing music, and then he yelled and she took off. And then she came back about 10-15 minutes later. But I have a feeling they're going to come from my left-hand side down by the creek. I don't think they're going to come from my right, and I don't think they're going to cross the creek, except for where the doe crossed. So we'll see. I was going after Nike, and this younger deer showed up. That was his running mate. Still a sizable buck. He's unnamed, but he showed up,
and I debated on shooting him, but it wasn't Nike, and that wasn't the deer that I was after, so he lived. So we had other deer that were showing up during daylight hours, and Nike had pretty much stopped showing up during daylight hours. So I decided to pursue the other deer that were showing up during daylight hours, and one of those deer was Timmy.
Excited?
Yeah.
Things
Timmy's
gonna
going down.
Things gonna go down?
Hopefully.
Man. Like a ninja. Ninja deer hunter. Getting in the stand late. So, we're gonna try to sneak in right now and hopefully we can get in without busting anything out. Clay. Clay. Wait. He's out there right now. Right now. What do you want to do? You want to stalk him or you want to wait? Stalk. Okay, let's do it. Basically, what's happened here is we were getting ready to go into the stand or the blind, and Timmy was on the feed, and he was there until sunrise, and we decided to try to put a stalk on him. He had come off the feed, it seemed, before we started the stalk, and we came out to this open and sat here for about 10 minutes and didn't see any movement, and figured we'd go back and get our chairs and stuff and go get set up in the blind. Figured he'd kind of moved on. Well, as soon as we took a step backwards, he was in this thick stuff, I think. It sounded like he was in that thick stuff, and he blew at us. And I don't know if he heard us or our wind swirled, but I guarantee he was alert. He was alerted when we walked in. We may never see Timmy again. We're gonna get Clay a big deer this year at some point. So it's only 2 weeks in. Maybe Timmy will come back. And if he doesn't, it's okay. Learning experience. Yeah. Shout out to Culver's. We're looking for a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? This is what fuels us during deer season. I don't eat the bun, so I take the bun off. And it's just deliciousness.
Loud noises.
You're very loud.
Looking back at me. I'm not being loud. It's the same camera, so I was trying to be funny.
Mine's better.
Alright, so I'm gonna knock this tree down. Alright.
That thing's not going, dude.
Come here, dear. Hey, Buck. Come on, Buck. I don't think it's working. Alright. So, I just got set up. It's about 2:40 right now, so that buck showed up yesterday at 2:50. There's a very high chance that if he was walking in this area and I got here, he may have seen me and decided not to go. Should have left earlier, but we'll see. But I'm here. I'm hoping to see him. But with my luck, he won't show. It is what it is.
hunted moose the remainder of the season from December to January. He was pretty much my sole focus. I did everything that I could think to do. After seeing him at the distance I saw him, I wasn't sure if he was ever going to come up to where I was. I tried to go to him, and all that happened was seeing does and getting blown on pretty much every single time I went down there, with the exception of maybe one time. All I saw from the one time I saw moose was doe and small bucks. It was probably one of the worst seasons that I've ever had to endure, because it had such high hopes. We had so many big bucks on camera and had such a low success rate. The low success rate being that I shot a doe. That's it. I had one opportunity on a buck that I wasn't even after. It was a good sized buck, probably scored about 120, 125 inch buck. But he wasn't the target buck, so I didn't even draw back on him. I felt like such a failure. There's an author. His name is N.D. Wilson. This author has spoken into my life through his podcast. One of the things that he has stated in his podcast a few times has really stuck with me. Essentially that God is an author. We're made in God's image. He gives us the authority to be authors of our story. How we choose to pursue that written story, because once we make a choice, once we act, once we think, once we do, we can't take it back. It's forever cemented. And this season was full of frustrating moments, full of sorrowful moments, disappointment. Almost no part of the season, at least through my eyes, was positive. You know, I was, as far as I could tell, out there for no reason. And I saw a lot of deer this season. I have probably seen more deer in one season than I have seen in my entire career of hunting. God has brought more deer in front of my eyes than I had ever even thought was feasible. And yet I'm here complaining about not seeing particular deer. Isn't that stupid? So instead of thanking the Lord for giving me the ability to climb a tree stand, 2, the ability to draw a bow back, 3, the ability to see, 4, the ability to hear, all the abilities that we take for granted, that we just assume, we label as normal, non-supernatural, non-miraculous things that God prescribes to us. And then on top of it goes, hey, you want to look at something beautiful that I've created? You don't have to shoot it, but just look. And remember who made that. And I'm pissing and moaning about it, instead of being grateful for the time that I've been given. Point is, I got a real look at who I was this year. I wasn't really that big of a fan. It's very easy to get frustrated and mad when you have an expectation for something and it just doesn't go your way. And that goes with anything in life. So, take all this, whatever I said, whatever Tyler decides to edit in, because I have ranted. And nobody's going to want to listen to this. At least not for very long before they go, wow, you suck. So just remember, even if things aren't going your way in the stand, out of the stand, whatever the case may be, just keep trucking. Keep your head up. You just don't know what opportunities come in the next hunt. And maybe there's not one, but hey, that's not the guarantee, that's not the call, that's not what puts us in the stand. the whole purpose, at least when I first started hunting, was getting away from all the noise of the world, putting me in that quiet place where I could just look at a moving picture show and just marvel in the creation that I have been allowed to participate in.